When Something Happens is a virtual reality short film that takes the user through the history of the cosmos through the medium of poetry, real-time animation and an immersive soundscape.
In the start, there was nothing. Fully and completely nothing.
Boom Clap Play is a studio based in Belfast, and we develop interactive audio, games and animation, and we're constantly exploring immersive technology. The main inspiration behind When Something Happens comes from David Christian's theory on big history and his big history project.
I think people putting on the headset for the first time surely will understand what David and Andy have done is quite unique. The marriage of the excellent sound design, the creativity use of taking something complex and turning it into something very artistic.
I think the piece is poetic, it's quite awe-inspiring, but it's quite humbling as well.
We wanted an emotional reaction to this. That's the reason we got a poet involved.
Boston Williams is a Leicester-based poet and a spoken word artist.
Although for me at least, accumulation of knowledge needs to occur fast. Dial-up connection won't do when I'm on a virtual tour of Japan from the spare bedroom at my nan's.
I think the story of your place as this finite, tiny part of a big, wide, open cosmos is one of the most humbling experiences that you can have as a human being.
What you would take away from that is that wonderment, is that feeling you've been taken somewhere else that you couldn't possibly be taken before without virtual reality.
Before the project existed with CreativeXR, we had kicked it off in partnership with Northern Ireland Science Festival.
We're fascinated by the interplay and the intersection between art, science and technology, and this crucially had all three of those elements. So we got involved in the project, I think it was 2016. At that stage, we got at the sort of prototyping stage where we got a preview of what it could be. This was before the CreativeXR came on board and really made the vision a reality.
Andy himself is a great art director, so didn't need help that way. David knows sound inside out. So it was more the kind of, where does this go? How does the interaction happen?
We never imagined that we would execute everything ourselves, and the way to do something is to work with talented people.
So I got to work in here through NI Screen. They were having a project where they take a couple of students from Ulster University who are studying animation.
They choose 6 people from our course to get funded for a year of employment in Northern Ireland.
I worked on the bedroom for the first scene, and we had to, get in the VR headset, look around, see, how tall we want the walls to be.
The underwater scene, for example, we just looked at different species of fish and we chose fish we thought would suit the scene itself. I was able to make one skeleton for every single fish, something I would specialise in.
I made the Big Bang scene, the scene after that where it's protons and other stuff gathering into an explosion of light.
How will you choose to explore this hashtag special planet and all the wonders that it contains?
It was in this very building a year ago that Digital Catapult UK came over to have a roadshow to launch CreativeXR. And I was aware of Andy and David and Boom Clap. They just literally started a 2-man band. They mentioned to me their project and I was like, wow, this has to be a CreativeXR, it's absolutely perfect.
CreativeXR has been absolutely crucial to the growth of the project. It's brought it from a really good idea up to, a really polished and, amazing piece of work.
Because it was done in VR, there was quite a lot of challenges there, so it has to hit about 90 frames a second for the person to actually enjoy the experience. Otherwise, simulator sickness will kick in.
Not only were we dealing with a lot of technical problems, we were exploring ideas of the universe that we had no idea about as well. One of the biggest ones was trying to decide what colour a void was, which created total confusion and a breakdown in communication for at least a month. The infrastructure behind it, which involved the Arts Council England and Digital Catapult together on this, was staggering.
I think one of the best experiences for us was being thrown into a marketplace with a lot of the leading distribution, hardware, broadcasting institutions.
To be presenting in front of Google, BBC, what an opportunity. And especially because it's a great fit.
There's still lots of mistakes to be made. We're delighted to have the opportunity to sort of make those mistakes and drive ideas and try and figure out what the best use case for immersive technologies.
We've got lots of people coming to us wanting to understand more about immersive technology, what it can do across manufacturing, construction, health, medtech and the artistic sector as well.
We thought this was a really, really powerful tool to tell that story through a really, really interesting medium. It had the potential to reach a large audience, throughout not just this festival but many other science communication events that we run in the future.